Hey YouTube family and GN subs, happy 2024. Can you believe it? Here we go. There is so much good news for 2024, starting off with expedited work permits issued within 30 days, believe it or not. Waiving of consular interviews for non-immigrant visas. That's a big change. That's happening January 2024. Medical insurance for migrants, regardless of status. We got a lot to unpack today. You can always get me at hrg@graylaw.com. There's so much to get to. Let's get at it. All right, great recent development. So you do not need to go in person to the consulate to get your visa renewed. If you have a visa stamp in your passport and you need to get it renewed and it hasn't been within 48 months, if it's outside 48 months, you can't request waiver of in-person interview. But if it's within 48 months, in any category except for B. So for example, let's say you had an H-1 visa in your passport, it's expired, you need to get a new stamp. Let's say you went to L1 status, you want to get that L1 stamp in the passport because you had a previous visa in any non-immigrant status, you can ask for the consulate to waive your interview for the L, right? If you had a B in your passport and now you have an H1 or an L or an E, whatever the case may be, you have to have an in-person interview. So B is the only exception. Any other visa in your passport, ask to have the in-person interview waived. All right, so medical insurance for migrants. It's being done in many states now. California just announced in January of 2024 the expansion of Medi-Cal for migrants regardless of status. Why are they doing this, folks? I think number one, they work in the US, they pay taxes, they should be able to have medical insurance. It's still limited to those who are low income. Everyone can't get it. You have to meet certain requirements. It's helping with the burden that's placed in our emergency rooms, and that costs us much more in terms of money over the long haul. So that's great news. Some migrants think, hey, I don't want to get Medi-Cal because I'm going to be precluded from immigration benefits in the future once I want to get a green card. That's not the case. It doesn't disqualify you on the public charge rule. And I think the reason that it was done as well is during COVID, we needed individuals to have medical care. So this will allow more preventive care as opposed to needing medical care just in times of emergencies. So I think it's overall a good thing, and it's happening in many, many states. California just started it, and I understand it's going to be expanded nationwide. Let's talk a little bit about expedited work permits. So if you entered the country legally with the CBP One app and you're currently in the US, you can get your work permit expedited within 30 days. I understand that 9,000 have been approved so far. 3,000 have been issued within that time period. If you came to the US legally with the CBP One, you made an appointment at the border, you were allowed into the US, then you can get your work permit expedited. Also note that the Biden administration has expanded the ability to get your credible fear determination rule outside of the US. There are satellite offices that are being set up in Colombia, Honduras, a lot of South America countries, Central American countries, where you can actually go and get an interview at this satellite office and then be paroled into the US legally, again, issued a work permit on an expedited basis. That is good stuff, folks. If you have family members abroad, encourage them to come to the US legally. Have them go to one of the satellite offices, make an appointment, have the credible fear determination. All right, we got a fee increase for premium processing coming up starting the end of February. Make sure you go to the uscis.gov website. The fees are increasing. You want to make sure if you're premium processing an application that you put in the correct fees. I put a link in the description box below. It shows you the actual amount of fee increase in these cases, so take a peek at it, all right? Welcome to the new year, YouTube family and GN subs. I look forward to giving you wonderful content. Go to my playlist, go to my frequently asked questions. I have wonderful content that's there. And again, you can get me at hrg@graylaw.com. We'll see you next time.